Okay, so we already kind of know the difference between multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary is that interdisciplinary somehow involves teamwork. Now, some researchers in the academic aspects of interdisciplinary studies will say, well, that can be something that goes on inside your own head. Kind of hard to imagine teamwork in your head. That's if you're an expert in one discipline and an expert in another. How do I synergize between the two? Quite frankly, in the real world, you don't expect people to be experts in more than one domain. You know, you're going to have to develop some expertise in many different domains over the course of your career. But you can't imagine that somebody that's an electrical engineer is also going to be, really knowledgeable about the shop floor, about production, right? That someone that's a nurse is going to be really knowledgeable about, say, HR systems in the hospital. Those kind of things don't really go hand in hand. Most likely, in all of your endeavors in interdisciplinarity isn't going to be, I am Leonardo da Vinci, therefore I am so brilliant in all these areas that I'm going to try and figure out how to make them all merge. It's going to be, I got to get this group together and solve this problem on the job. What are my right resources? What are the tools that I need? How do I get these people to work together well? How can I inspire them to bring the best out in them so that their ideas come freely and that they consider others' ideas as we're putting this project together? Those are the interdisciplinary questions you're most likely going to ask. And those are the interdisciplinary questions that if you can answer those, and you can effectively do that, you've differentiated yourself from the person who's headed to the top and making a lot of money from the person who's just kind of stagnating in whatever first role it is that they get out of college, or one or two, maybe above that at the most. This little cartoon shows, let's imagine that they're talking about healthcare here. Okay, let's pick a big interdisciplinary problem. Well, national healthcare is certainly one. Well, look at the political scientist, the economist, the historian, and the psychologist, and you're asking them, okay, tell me about, your concerns about healthcare. The political scientist is stymied by the question, how much will it cost? Political scientists have never thought about that before. That's the economist's world, right? The economist is saying, how did we solve that problem in the past? What does that mean? Well, of course, that's not the economist's mindset. That's the historian's mindset. The historian is saying, will it make them happy? How the hell would I know, and why should I care, right? Well, that's the psychologist's realm. The psychologist is saying, is it politically acceptable? What does that mean? Right? So this cartoon is pretty neat in that it shows a group of people potentially coming together around one problem and grappling with the issue. Wow, this person is defining this problem in a fundamentally different way than I am. Right? They haven't become interdisciplinary yet. When they become interdisciplinary is when that political scientist and that economist and that historian and that psychologist begin answering those questions amongst each other and figuring out how they can all modify their thinking in a way that will result in a good solution that none of them individually could have come up with.